Hi comfort lovers, welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year! We're finally in 2026 and since we are finally in 2026, I thought that I would share with you some of my New Year's resolutions for this year. So let's get into it. So my first New Year's resolution, as some of you know by now, since I am expecting pretty much any day now. She's supposed to come in mid-January, so we'll see how this goes and if she comes earlier, if she comes later. But my first resolution is to become the best mom that I can be. This is not in the strict sense of having to learn everything and be absolutely perfect. To know that I will indeed, as a new mother, make mistakes, be gentler to myself, but also try and just grow and learn and really embrace this new stage of my life and to really start to get to know my daughter. I would love to be able to not necessarily feel confident in motherhood, because I feel like there's going to be many times when you're not going to feel confident and just many times when you're going to wonder why you did this to yourself and remind yourself of the reasons why you did. But I would just like to endeavor to be the best mom for my daughter that I can be. And that's my first resolution. My next one, the next one is to try my best to document as many moments as possible. This first year of her life is gonna not only go by so fast, but she's gonna be changing so much throughout this first year, especially. So if I can catch really important moments, like, I don't know, the first time she rolls over, for instance, or is able to roll over, the first time she's able to lift her head by herself, first time she crawls, those kinds of things, I will be really happy, because those are wonderful things to just look back on and collect. Even if she herself has no interest in ever watching them, I will probably come back to watching them at some point, so I'd like to do that for myself. Next, I don't know how good I'll be at this one, to be honest, because I feel like it might be inevitable for the first little bit, but it's to avoid my personality kind of disappearing and my entire identity just being mother. I want to avoid that as best as possible, because I firmly believe that while children are wonderful to have, you cannot completely lose your sense of self. I feel like that might breed resentment over time, and I don't want that. I want to enjoy motherhood and being with my children, even in the more difficult moments, as much as possible. I am going to attempt to do that by, as best as possible, ensuring that me time not only is scheduled, but happens. Whether that's leaving the house and having my husband watch her for a short period of time and me going either hang out with my mom or hanging out with one of my best friends, just getting out of the house sans children to remember and not completely forget that I am a fully autonomous human being myself. I want to ensure that date nights still happen. Just because a child is coming into your life doesn't mean that your relationship crumbles and that all of the romance and butterflies and good feelings should dissipate and be non-existent. We're lucky enough to live close to my parents, and also lucky enough that they have offered actually to, whenever we need it, to lend a hand. So I'm going to take full advantage of that, you best be sure, and to try and just either we go out or we do something at home. No baby would be great, but again, we'll see how far we get with getting her onto the bottle, because this thing won't be possible for my parents to look after her without us anywhere near her, without her being able to be away from me physically. So this one is probably on everyone's New Year's resolution list. I think it pops up every single year, to be honest, on everyone's list, and it's completed with varying degrees of success. So it is to exercise. The reason that I want to exercise is baby related, and that is to recover from pregnancy. I noticed that through the entire time I've been pregnant, I've been really low on energy. And so we'll see once I give birth if I regain some of that energy, so it might not be as big a deal. But if I remain as low energy as I have been through these past 9 months, I would really like to exercise more just to get those energy levels up. Because not only would I like to not be super tired all the time, I would like to be able to chase my daughter once required. So more exercise for me. The next one is to fill up a recipe book. I've been getting really into baking lately, specifically cookies. I've baked so many gingerbread cookies, but I'd like to expand my repertoire and kind of get better at cooking. So I would like to fill my recipe book. I have one, but it's been kind of neglected for a long time because we haven't really been putting recipes in it. So anytime I find a new recipe that I enjoy, my husband enjoys, even if we tweak it a little bit, it's going to go in that book. And my aim is to fill that book at least halfway. I don't think I can get all the way in a year, but I'd like to at least get halfway. This one might very well be a pipe dream for this year, since I don't know how much time realistically I am gonna have, since especially the first year goes completely to baby, I think, for most people. But if I end up having the time, I would really like to strengthen some of my personal relationships, especially with the fact that I've been living out of town for a long time, and I'll be going back to my hometown so that we have more help. And I haven't been as good as I maybe should have been with keeping up with a lot of my friends. I'd like to try and facilitate seeing people more, making the personal relationships that I already have deeper and better. My next resolution is to get proficient enough with gardening, since we will have a garden and a backyard, to successfully make preserves. Not only make preserves, because I want to do that with my mom in fall, but to preserve the stuff that I've actually grown. That is my goal. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can be one jar. If I am successful in preserving one jar of beets, I will be happy. And this is more because I have the hopes that in the next couple years I can start my own business. So I would like to become proficient in pottery making. I have caught the pottery bug. I will be saving up for a pottery wheel that I will have at home. I have a class that I'm going to sign up for. I want to be able to get to the point where I can at least start making, not necessarily unwonky things, but I can be making usable things on a consistent basis by 2027. This last one is less so of a specific thing and more of a mindset shift that I wish to happen, and that is to become better at being frugal, because there are moments where I feel like I overconsume and I want to get better at that, but I also don't want to swing the pendulum so far in the opposite direction that I am thinking about how much I'm spending in the moment versus what is the actual full cost of this, because you can easily go and try to be frugal and go all the way over into being cheap, which does not help you really, because then what good is it where you could have bought the more expensive thing and not have to deal with the idea of replacing it versus buying the cheaper option and then having to go and replace it a bunch of times. For me, I would like to cultivate a more frugal mindset in 2026. and to just heal my relationship with finances a little bit, because there must be something a little screwy going on there and I need to fix that. But frugality. All right, so that's my list of New Year's resolutions for 2026. A little longer than I actually thought they were, so we are gonna have to see about budget time management to see if I can actually do all of these things. But leave some of your New Year's resolutions down below, or are you doing more of an ins and outs type thing where it's more of a general, not vibe, but you want to fix more general things or change more general things about your life in 2026? And until next time, take care. Bye.